Mayan.
All right, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. All right, we're ready to get started. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Judge Regina Mincy, and we're going to begin our Fulton County State Court Expedited Accusations calendar. This is a calendar for cases in which individuals have recently been arrested and charged with certain misdemeanor offenses. Soon after their arrest, the Fulton County Solicitor General's office has already accused the cases of the offenses brought against them, and the case has been bound over to the Fulton County State Court. Nevertheless, this will usually be the defendant's initial appearance before a state court judge, so we are able to address several matters, including bond, possible arraignment, and consideration of a plea offer if one has been made by the state at this juncture. I'll also be providing some of the cases with the reset date for arraignment or the SAP calendar, and that date is
October the 24th.
right, October the 24th. I want to begin by advising everyone this whole entire proceeding is being recorded as well as live streamed on YouTube, so govern yourselves accordingly. I want to also remind the defendants on this calendar that you do have certain constitutional rights. The first being that you have a right to representation by an attorney. Most of you should know who your attorney is at this point. You also have the right to remain silent. Remember that anything that you state about the facts, the circumstances, or the occurrences of your case can and will be held against you. The state is here and they're listening. So listen to your attorneys. All right, who do we have first, deputies?
Petition number 1, Ms. Berry.
Okay, this is case number 23 CR 006104G. Wakedria Berry charged at 1 count of simple battery family violence and the second count of battery family violence. Pretrial?
Yeah, fourth arrest. Last arrest was in August. Violation of family violence order. And that's open in state court. She had a 2023 trespass arrest. Yeah, bad too. That's all.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place at 3612 Guinness Circle, that's GINNIS, in Atlanta. The victims in this case is LaTanya Berry, and there's also a second victim named Jonathan Johnson. Miss Berry, I do see her on the Zoom call as well, Your Honor. Victim Berry is the defendant's mother, and she allowed the defendant to stay with her despite that family violence protective order you heard about, because the defendant got kicked out from where she was living. So on yesterday, Your Honor, the defendant came into the home slamming doors, and when the victim, Miss Berry, confronted her about it, they got into a verbal altercation, and then the defendant began throwing things around the house. And at some point, the defendant picked up the victim's computer, and that's when the victim, Jonathan Johnson, he tried to grab it from the defendant, and the defendant struck him, and caused a scratch to his arm. The defendant also struck her mother, Miss Berry, multiple times with a cable box. Your Honor, I do have that family violence protective order. Number is 2023 CV 382-771. Our office did speak with Miss Berry. She confirmed that there were previous incidents between the two, and there's 2 open cases. The victim stated that the defendant is violent. She does not want contact and wants to stay away, and she is okay with a one-time law enforcement escort. So the state will go with those recommendations, as well as a $5,000 surety bond. That's $3,000 on the battery family violence, $2,000 on the simple battery family violence, as well as a one-day anger awareness, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons.
All right, PD Abden?
Thank you, Your Honor. Can we sound, are we going to sound for the?
Oh, I'm
complaining
sorry.
witness? Is it-
Yes, Latanya Berry, do you wish to address the court?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right, thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client is 24 years old. She was born in Georgia, has lived here her whole life. She graduated from high school. She was pursuing her psychology degree at Phoenix online, and she plans to continue doing that. She is gainfully employed. She works doing hotel security. She's been doing that for about 1 month. My client denies the allegations, Your Honor. She does not object to a no further contact. She has somewhere else she can stay at her cousin's house. When I spoke with her about the open case, it's my understanding that she was not aware of a pending case. And so I do ask Your Honor to take that into consideration today. She wasn't trying to violate anything that a different court had ordered. And so I am requesting a signature bond for my client, Your Honor. Her indigency is a concern. She is very young. She's 24 years old. And if the longer she remains in jail, the more likely it will be that she will lose her job. One-time law enforcement officer as well will be needed because she does need to get her items.
So we don't show that she was served with the other protective order?
That is what she told me. She was unaware of a protective order, Your Honor. And when I spoke, I understand there are, it is an open case. I did look it up on Odyssey, but she told me that she did not receive notice. She was unaware of it.
Your Honor, I do have the violation of family violence order. That charge came with a bond of $1,500 surety. So she would have had to bond out, and that was back in August.
Okay, so she would have known about it, right? Okay, all right. I'm going to order the $5,000 surety bond, $3,000 on the battery family violence, $2,000 on the simple battery. I'm going to order a stay away from 3612 Guinness Circle. I'm going to order no further contact with the victims, Latoya Berry and Jonathan Johnson. I will order a one-time law enforcement escort back to the property to retrieve any personal items. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And that should be it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Position number 7.
Okay. This is 23 CR 006106J, Nora Igiami. I'm sorry that I'm mispronouncing the last name. There is 1, 2, 3 counts of willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer and 1 count of criminal trespass. Pre-trial.
First
Your
arrest
Honor.
recommended.
I'm sorry.
First arrest recommended.
And Your
Alright.
Honor, we entered a consent order for my client to enter diversion with the state. I had submitted that to them, so I'm not sure if we need to put anything else on the record, the facts or anything like that.
We'll still
right.
be placing the facts on the record.
All right, go ahead, ASG, sorry.
Yes, Judge. This incident took place at Georgia State University, located at 141 Piedmont Avenue in Atlanta. This defendant obtained access into the incident location's dorm room by using an access card that did not belong to her. When asked to leave, the defendant refused to do so. And Your Honor, while she was handcuffed and in custody, she removed her handcuffs twice and also tried to flee the scene. So the state's recommendation in this case will be a $4,000 surety, stay away, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons.
All right, so that's 1,000 each.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, and so I understand you've already entered into a consent order for that?
Your Honor, we didn't enter a consent for her to have a surety bond. She's 19 years old. She's a college student. It was my understanding if she agreed to do a diversion program that she would be able to get out and participate in diversion like it's typically done with the solicitor's office.
And I got this after I just received this signed back from PD admin. So we'll go ahead and consent to the signature bond.
All right,
Just received.
this will be a $4,000 signature bond, and that's a signature bond through the jail or pretrial?
We're asking for it to go through pretrial.
And Your Honor, I'm requesting that it be through the jail. As I've stated, she's already doing diversion. She will be monitored through that. She has to do a class through that in community service. And so, as I've stated, she is a student. She does deny the allegations as stated, and I am requesting Your Honor to consider the fact that this is her first arrest. She is recommended, and we are requesting that be through the jail.
All right, she's recommended for pretrial services. Since she doesn't have a record, I'm assuming she will come back to court and she will follow her diversion so that she will be able to matriculate through college. She's also a college student there as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I will order that the $4,000 signature bond be through the jail, and she complete those terms or conditions according to the consent order with the state for diversion. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons or guns while on bond. And that should be it.
Position 10.
This is 23 CR 006105G. Angelita Hickson, charged with 1 count of battery family violence, pretrial.
I didn't pull the total. Last arrest was 2018 out of Cobb. Possession of meth with intent, cocaine with intent, sale of marijuana, possession of a Schedule 1 controlled substance, and possession of a Schedule 2 battery and a probation violation. She got an open ag assault 1 out of Clayton County, 2018 simple battery DV conviction, 2017 probation, 2015 probation, 2014 disorderly conduct conviction, and a failure to appear. That's it.
All right, state.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Your Honor, the facts of this case is that on October 10, 2023, the officer responded to the incident location, that incident location being 1058 Oglethorpe Avenue, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia, in Fulton County, Georgia, about a dispute. The radio remarks advised that the caller's girlfriend was actively fighting him, him being the victim. Officer advised that the victim was wearing jeans that were covered in blood. The victim also advised that his girlfriend struck him in the face with an unknown object while driving. Officer was able to observe blood on the seat and arm console of the vehicle. Victim advised that he and his girlfriend lived together in Clayton County. The recommendation from the state, Your Honor, is a signature bond through the pretrial services, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no contact, a stay away, and family violence intervention program, Your Honor. And at this time, we can sound for the victim because our office was not able to get in contact with them, and in accordance to Marcy's law, we'd like to give them an opportunity to speak. Victim being Charlie, Charley, Curtis, Curtis. Nothing further from the state at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Charlie Curtis. Are you on the call, Charlie Curtis? All right, go ahead, PD admin.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client is 33 years old. She was born in Georgia, has lived here her whole life. She has strong ties to the community. She's gainfully employed. She works as a healthcare worker, as a nurse, and she's been doing that for the past 5 years. My client also has a 3-year-old child with the complaining witness. It's my understanding from my client that she firmly denies these allegations. She claims it was a misunderstanding. I also tried to contact the complaining witness. I was unable to reach him, unfortunately, but that is what she tells me at this time. They do co-parent, Your Honor, and so I do want to request no further violent contact for them to be able to continue doing that. I have no objection to the signature bond, and I am requesting that be through the jail. As I've stated, she has a full-time job and a 1-year-old child. She has to help with childcare, transportation, and so I am requesting Your Honor take that into consideration when setting bond today.
All right. I'm going to order a $5,000 signature bond through the jail. I'm going to order that there be a stay away from 1058 Oglethorpe. I'm going to order no further contact with the victim, Charlie Curtis. And if there's visitation with the child, that it be facilitated by a third party so that there won't be any violations of the no contact bond. I'm going to also order no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no guns while on bond. And I don't know if this defendant needs to return to that location with an escort or not.
I do not have that information, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to speak with the complaining witness, but I don't think that would have any bearing on the conditions for her, right?
I think she's shaking her head no. So she must not have any items there. So we'll move forward. It's just that if there's visitation, they have to have a third party to do that because there's no contact between the victim and the defendant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Position 12, Ms. Mackey.
This is 23 CR 0061118. Stancil Matthews, charged with 1 count of simple assault, family violence. Pre-trial.
First arrest, jail was the recommendation.
All right, state.
Sorry, I was muted. Your Honor, brief facts of the case is that on October 10, 2023, officer was dispatched to the incident location, that incident location being 1513 Jasmine Parkway in Roswell, Georgia, here in Fulton County, Georgia, for a physical domestic dispute between roommates. The victim advised that her roommate, the defendant, choked him while he was on the sofa asleep. The officer did not observe any visible marks to the victim's neck. The victim also advised that he felt threatened by the defendant. The victim provided text messages from the defendant that threatened to cause him physical harm. Specifically, in the text messages said that she would get her crazy ex-boyfriend to come over and beat his ass. Defendant herself confirmed sending the text. Your Honor, we were able to get in contact with the victim in this case. I believe they're on the call. The name of the victim is going to be Charles Lyons. With that being said, I defer to the victim, but the state's recommendation is a signature bond through the pretrial services, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no contact with the victim, a stay away from the incident location, and an anger management course.
All right. Is Mr. Charles Lyons on the Zoom? Mr. Charles Lyons? Charles Lyons.
And if I could make one amendment, Your Honor, they were previously in a relationship, and so at this time, the state will be requesting family violence intervention completion.
Okay. All right, Mr. Lyons must not want to speak, so I will keep moving. Is this your
No,
case,
no,
Ms.
no,
McLeod?
it is, Your Honor.
Okay, all right,
But,
thank you.
My client is 30 years old. She has absolutely no record whatsoever. She denies that she choked Mr. Lyons or anything like that. She tells me, Your Honor, that she was just trying to wake him up. He was on the sofa. And the warrant does state that law enforcement saw absolutely no signs of her trying to choke him. She tells me that she has known Mr. Lyons for some time. They're very good friends, longtime friends. She is okay with not going back to the location except with a law enforcement escort to retrieve her belongings, because she does have some belongings there, Your Honor. And we would request a signature bond through the jail. My client is not in the least bit violent.
You working?
She is working, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to,
And she
Or-
also denies a relationship with the state was saying there was a relationship. She denies a prior relationship. I did ask about that.
all right.
We actually spoke with the victim today, who confirmed the presence of a previous relationship, Your Honor.
Okay,
And she denies it.
all right. And the victim is not on the call or chooses not to speak. All right, that's a $3,000 signature bond through the jail. I'm going to order, I'm assuming that the victim does not live at 1513 Jasmine Parkway. Stay away from that location. Yes,
Yeah, yes, the victim does live there. I think you're assuming the defendant doesn't live there.
I'm sorry, the defendant, that's what I meant to say. I
She lives
apologize.
there, Your Honor, but she wants to move. She's going to move, but she does need law enforcement escort so she can get her belongings.
All right,
They
so
were-
that will be a stay away from the incident location. I will order a one-time law enforcement escort to return to retrieve her personal belongings. I'm going to order no further contact with the victim, Charles Lyons. And I'm going to order no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no guns while on bond. That'll be it for now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mhm.
Position number 2.
This is 23 CR 006098C Omar Cardoso. Charge of 1 count of battery family violence, pretrial.
13 total. Last arrest was last year. Theft by taking, driving without a valid license. That's open. Got a 2016 battery, 2016 theft conviction.
All right,
Hold on for a minute.
okay,
Okay, yeah, that's it.
okay. State,
Yes, Your Honor, this incident took place at 11 Heron, that's Herron Walk in South Fulton. Officers were dispatched to this incident location regarding a domestic dispute. When they arrived, they spoke with the victim, whose name is Nicole Frazier. And Your Honor, I do believe she is on the line. Ms. Frazier stated that she was inside of her bedroom that she shares with the defendant. She was inside the bedroom with him when they began arguing over a phone. The victim attempted to leave due to the aggressive and hostile nature that the defendant was exhibiting. The defendant then grabbed the victim and pushed her against the bed and would not allow her to leave. He then struck the victim in her face, and eventually she broke loose and ran to her mother's room to call 911. And Your Honor, officers did observe a bruise on the victim's arm. The state's recommendation in this case is a $3,000 surety bond, a stay away, no contact with the victim, as he does present a risk of intimidating her, a one-day anger awareness course, third-party transfer of the minor child, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons, and nothing further.
all right. Be the Abden.
And Your Honor, is the complaining witness on the line? I heard the state say that if we can just sound for her.
Okay, I do see Miss Nicole Frazier.
Yes,
If you wish to address the court, you have to turn on your camera.
yes, ma'am.
All right, do you wish to address the court today?
Yes, I do.
Hold on, I'm gonna swear you in first. Raise your right hand for me. Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right. Are you in fear of Mr. Cardoso?
No, not at all.
Do you want to have contact with Mr. Cardoso?
Yes, as he works and I transport him to and from work. And he also helps as a caregiver here in this house.
All right. Any cross-examination?
No, Your Honor, I just want to point out the fact that this did occur yesterday at 1:39 a.m. So we would argue there hasn't been a sufficient cooling off period.
All right. You can mute yourself, Ms. Frazier. Thank you. PD Abden.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just to respond to that, there is no statutory requirement to have any sort of cooling off period. It's my understanding from my client, as you've heard from the complaining witness, she's not afraid of him. And his presence in the home and in her life is essential to taking care of her as well as her mother, Your Honor. It's my understanding that the complaining witness is disabled and her mother, who is sick and diagnosed with cancer, also lives in the home. So my client helps take care of both of them and has been heavily involved in doing that. And they really do need him in the home. And that is my understanding from my client. He is 34 years old, Your Honor. He has lived in Georgia for the past 7 years. He's originally from Chicago. It's my understanding there are no prior instances of violence between them. He is gainfully employed. He works in construction. And so, Your Honor, I am requesting that you consider allowing them to continue having no further violent contact and that he be allowed back in the home to assist with taking care of them, and that a signature bond that he cannot afford any surety bond that is set. So setting a bond for him would be like no bond at all.
All right.
And Your Honor, briefly, as far as the cooling off period, the reason the state is implementing that is because of the Ayala factor posing a risk to the victim or witness, and being that this just occurred, we would again state that there has not been a sufficient cooling off period. So as stated in Ayala, he does present a risk of intimidating her, as well as that conviction for battery in 2016.
And Your Honor, she's present here today. You've heard from her. She has directly stated that she's not afraid of him and would like to have no further violent contact. The purpose of the hearing today, Your Honor, is not to sentence him. These are just allegations at this time. And so I am asking Your Honor to consider all of the mitigating factors I had stated, and the fact that it does not appear that he presents any sort of danger to anybody in the home, including the complaining witness.
All right. And there are children or a child at least between them?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's my understanding there are no children.
Oh, I thought Ms. Sari was saying there was.
He did state that, Your Honor, but that's what he told me. Maybe one of them can confirm.
And I could speak for the state for myself. Thank you. I did mention that there was a child, I believe that was for the wrong defendant. This, based on the warrant, it states that they live together.
Okay.
That has no bearing on whether there's a child or not. I'm just a little bit confused, but anyway.
Well, I thought I'd heard in the state's recitation of the facts that there was.
That's correct, Judge, and I'm retracting
And
that.
there's not. Okay. All right. All right, I'm going to order a $3,000 signature bond. And with that signature bond, I'm going to order that through the jail. I'm going to order that there be no further violent contact between the parties. And although there has not, in my opinion, been an ample cooling down period, I hope that there will not be any more violence and that there will be cooling down of the situation in the home based on the victim's testimony that she still wants contact and wants him at home. So I will order that there shall be no further violent contact, that there should be no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no guns. And that's all I'll order at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
Mhm.
you, Your Honor.
Position number 3.
This is 23 CR 006099Y, Jermaine Chappelle. You charge one count of simple battery, second count of theft by taking, pretrial.
22 total. Last arrest was 2020. Fade to appear, probation. 2019, fade to appear. 2018, battery DV. 2013, probation. 2012, battery DV conviction, fade to appear. Another 2012 battery DV, simple battery DV arrest, and an 09 afraid conviction. That's it.
All right. State.
Your Honor, this incident, we actually have, it could be 4177 Hubbard Street or 1147 Hubbard Street. We're still waiting for the full report. As this warrant was taken out by the victim in this case, whose name is Chelsea White, that's CHELSIE, White common spelling, and I do believe, Your Honor, she is on the Zoom call. As stated, she went to the magistrate to swear out a warrant. The victim stated that the defendant beat her and took her vehicle, which was a Chevy Malibu. She also reported that they had a history of abuse where the defendant beats on her, and she did show the court bruises. She stated that he endangers her children and takes her vehicle. The state's recommendation in light of the history with the battery, family violence conviction, and afraid conviction, the multiple FTAs, Your Honor, is a $4,000 surety bond. That's $2,000 on each count. A no contact with the victim, stay away, 1-day anger awareness, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons.
Your Honor, you're muted.
I'm sorry, Ms. McLeod, is this your case?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, and I'm sorry, the victim, Chelsea White.
Yes, I'm here.
Do you wish to address the court today?
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on. First of all, you have to turn on your camera. I have to be able to see you, and then I'll swear you in.
All right. Well, my front camera don't work, so I have to turn it to the back. All right.
Hey, you're upside down.
I'm still upside down.
Yes. There you go. Oh, well,
Turn the phone upside down.
you turned it too far. Turn it just a little bit more. Okay, there you go. That's
All
it.
right.
All right,
Okay.
raise your right hand for me. Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you put your hand down. Are you in fear of Mr., is it Chappell or Chappelle?
No, ma'am.
All right, do you want to
It's
have
Chappelle.
contact with him?
Say that one more time.
Do you want to have contact with him?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you all have children together?
No, ma'am, but I am currently just got pregnant by him.
Okay. All right, any cross-examination?
In
No.
the state, Your Honor.
Not from,
No,
okay. All right, you can mute yourself.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Ms. McLeod.
yes, Your Honor. My client is 35 years old. He tells me that at the moment he is unemployed. He lost his job, so he's looking for another job right now. I did have a chance to speak with Ms. White earlier, and as she stated to the court, she is not at all afraid of my client, and she's pregnant by him. I understand that my client does have some history, Your Honor, but he's not in a position to pay for bond. This incident happened some time ago also. I believe at the time she went for this warrant, this was maybe in early August. And she told me herself that they have been spending a lot of time together since then, just about every day. So based on that, I would ask the court for a signature bond for him, conditioned on no further violent contact with Ms. White. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to order $4,000 surety bond, $2,000 on each charge. With that surety bond. And did I understand who lives at Hubbard Street?
I am not sure. I think my client's address was different. He lives at 1147 Hubbard Street. I don't think she lives there.
Okay,
So Judge will retract that stay away.
okay. All right, and with the 4,000 surety, I'm going to order no further contact with no further violent contact with the victim since this happened back in August. No further violent contact with Miss
White.
Chelsea White. I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And I think that'll be it for now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
That
Excuse me.
concludes my business before the court today. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Thank you.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, is there a stay away?
No stay away.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, Judge Mancy. Can you address Attorney Beverly Taylor? She was on in reference to Ms. Hickson, but they've already addressed Ms. Hickson's case, and I don't think she saw my chat.
Oh, okay. Hi, Attorney Taylor. How are you? You're muted. Uh-oh, where'd you go? Think we lost you, Attorney Taylor. Have we? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Can't hear you. Say something again.
Okay, can you hear me now?
It's terrible sound, every other syllable.
Okay.
But I will say that the case position 10, which is Angelita Hickson, she was represented by the public defender and received a signature bond through
Okay.
jail.
And
Okay.
Your Honor, I'm
Okay.
happy to contact Miss Taylor after court and fill her in. I had no idea that she was being represented by private counsel.
Right. So she did get a $5,000 signature bond through the jail. And PD Abden will give you a call and you all can straighten that out afterwards. Apologize, we did not know.
And
the
if someone can please give me her number, I'm happy to contact her.
I'll send it to you, Ms. Abden.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, who do we have next, Deputy?
Position number 16, Stevens.
Okay. This is 23 CR 006109J. Tara Stevens, charged with 1 count of simple battery, pretrial.
7 total. Last arrest was last month. Probation. Got an open giving false name and obstruction out of Cherokee County. 2015 child neglect. That was dismissed. That's it.
All right, State.
All right, Your Honor, brief facts of the case is that essentially the defendant threw a liquid which was believed to be urine on Officer Pryor from a styrofoam cup, wetting her shirt. The officer was performing her duties at the Alpharetta Annex Jail. The state's recommendation is going to be a signature bond through the jail, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, an anger management course, and alcohol and drug evaluation and treatment as necessary.
All right, PD Kim.
We have no objection, signature on bond through jail, except that we don't think it is necessary to do anything else. Your Honor, it was water accidental. She has 2 minor children waiting for her. Please give her signature on bond through jail. Thanks.
All right. I'm going to order a $4,000 signature bond through the jail. I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And that's all I will order at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mhm.
Position 6, Davis.
Okay. This is 23 CR 006103F. Denise Nicole Davis, charged with 1 count of theft by shoplifting and 2 counts of giving false information to law enforcement. Pre-trial.
11 total. All right, so let me see. How can I put this? 9 out of 10 cycles are for shoplifting. So it might be the 10th arrest. And the other cycle is a failure to appear. That
All
was
right.
from 2018. And she got a hold out of Canton, Georgia and Marietta. That's the best way I can sum it up.
Thank you. State.
Your Honor, this incident took place at Kroger, located at 3000 Old Alabama Road in Johns Creek. Officers were dispatched to the incident location regarding a theft in progress. The defendant was seen taking merchandise and running out. She was later apprehended in the parking lot, and when asked for her name, she gave the name of Janice Childs Knack and date of birth 8/13/89, which neither are her correct identifying information. The state's recommendation in this case is a $5,000 signature bond through the jail. That's $3,000 on the theft by shoplifting and $2,000 on on $1,000 on each false information charge, a stay away, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons.
All right. PD Kim.
No more objection, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. I will order that $5,000 signature bond through the jail. Stay away from the Kroger, 3000 Old Alabama Road. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Is that 3,000 on the shoplifting and 1 on each other?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Position 9, Hicks.
This is 23 CR 006110E, April Hicks, charged with 3 counts of criminal trespass, pretrial.
Third arrest. Last arrest I saw was what, 03? Simple assault, battery, reckless conduct. She got an open ag assault out of Superior Court. I think she went to court for that earlier. Blunt, you got a bond amount for that?
Well, there's nothing written on the card, but she did go this morning. I'm not sure the bond amount. No one wrote any information on the
I'll
card.
find out. Thank you, thank you.
All right. State.
Your Honor, brief facts of the case is on October 6, 2023, officer responded to the incident location, that incident location being 4635 Stonewall Tail Road, South Fulton in Fulton County, Georgia. In reference to a domestic dispute between boyfriend and girlfriend. The victim advised that the defendant demanded $500 from him, but when he declined to give her anything, she became upset and violent towards him, and she began to vandalize his property. The defendant picked up a brick and threw it through the windshield of 2 of his vehicles, causing them to shatter. She later picked up a ladder from the garage area and threw it through the kitchen window. Your Honor, our office was able to get in contact with the victim, who essentially corroborated the story. I think he is on the call today, so if at this time we can sound for Mr. Buford Shivers, but the recommendation from the state is going to be a 6, given the open ag assault case, 22 CP 222545. Recommendation will be a $6,000 surety bond, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no contact with the victim, a stay away from the incident location, and an anger management course.
All right. PD Kim.
Yes, Your Honor, we would like to request for a signature on bond. She has a bigger fish to fry from the ag assault felony court. These criminal trespass charge, I want them to be a signature on bond. She is 44 years old. She has 4 children and 4 grandchildren, Your Honor. She has been self-employed, doing Hicks Corporation LLC as an owner. She's doing a business as everything is everything. Your Honor, she recently lost her mother and she's grieving and she's losing a lot of income because she's not able to work. So she is qualified for public defender services. Indeed, on October 25, 2023, there will be a hearing against Mr. Buford Shivers, who she is actually victim of domestic violence, and she will be actually, she's the one who wants to have a no further contact and stay away from her location. I mean, except her location, she does not want to have any contact with Mr. Buford Shivers. We would like to request for signature on bond. Thank you.
All right. Is Mr. Shivers on the line? Buford Shivers? Nope. And besides the felony case, are there any holds?
I believe there is no other holds.
I didn't see any.
Okay. But I saw the note, so she goes tomorrow. Okay.
There's a TPO warrant hearing on October 25, 2023, Your Honor.
Okay, TPO hearing as well. And I'm assuming Ms. Hicks has somewhere else to live, or she doesn't, or she never did live on Stonewall Tail.
No. She actually got out of the place and got her own apartment in her name, which is a different address from the incident location.
Want to make sure, depending on what happens, she won't go back there. I will grant the $6,000 signature bond, $2,000 on each of the charges.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the state requested a surety bond. I just wanted to be clear on that.
Right. Looks like she has some other fish to fry. This was October the 6th. So I'm going to go ahead and order a signature bond. And with that signature bond, I'm going to order that through the jail. And I'm going to order a stay away from 4635 Stonewall Tail Road. I'm going to order no further contact with the victim, Buford Shivers. I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. That'll be it for now.
What was that total again?
6,000, 2 on each.
Thank you.
Thank you. Position 4.
This 23 CR 006100H, Andrew, I think it's COE. If I'm mispronouncing it, I apologize. Charge of 1 count of disorderly conduct and 2 counts of simple assault. Pre-trial.
17 total. Last was last month, shoplifting out of the cab. That's open. 2020 burglary dismissed. Probation violations from 2017 and 18. 2016 shoplifting conviction. 2014 possession of meth conviction. That's it.
Date.
Yes, Your Honor, and I have a 2014 and a 2015 probation violation, so from 2014 to 2018. This incident took place at 1201 West Peachtree Street in Atlanta. 911 received multiple phone calls stating that there was a man who was later identified as the defendant walking around the streets, pushing a cart and waving a knife at different people while he was shouting obscenities. Your Honor, one of the callers was the Georgia Tech Police, who stated that they had detained the defendant and confiscated the knife from him. And the defendant also had a second knife on him. The 2 victims in this case would be Christopher and Flavio, that's Flavio, last names are Underwood. And I do believe I've seen at least 1 victim on the call, Your Honor. They stated that the defendant pushed the shopping cart into the rear of their vehicle, which damaged the rear driver's side door. And the defendant also slung one of the knives violently at both of them. Given this act, Your Honor, the state's recommendation is a $7,000 surety bond. That's $3,000 on each simple assault and $1,000 on the disorderly conduct, a stay away, no contact with the victims, MHET if appropriate, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons. And if we may sound for the victims, Your Honor.
All right. I have the victim, Flavio, is that it? Fabio Underwood. And was there a second one?
Yes,
And who's the second one?
Christopher Underwood.
And Christopher Underwood, okay. And Mr. Underwood, Christopher, you're the only victim on. Don't see, do I see another one? Oh, I see Flavio's iPhone. So I see both victims are here. Do you both wish to address the court today?
This person is a danger to society.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second, Mr. Underwood. If you all wish to address the court, Mr. Flavio Underwood and Christopher Underwood, both raise your right hand so I can swear you in first. You affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
I do.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Go ahead, Mr. Christopher Underwood. Are you in fear of Mr. Is it C-O-E?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sure if I'm pronouncing his last name correct. Did his Christopher Underwood,
Yes.
did you freeze up on him?
Sorry.
Okay, yeah. Thought you.
But yes, I mean, this person is a danger to society. I mean, had he have used that knife on somebody, me, myself, or Flavio, it could have turned out a little bit differently. And I really would not like to have any contact with this person. As there's, I mean, it just was one of those random acts, and I don't want him to know where I'm at or anything like that.
All right. Mr. Flavio Underwood.
Yes, I agree. It's really danger for the society. And I was really scared. The first time I was scared because he was hitting cars, he was absolutely aggressive, and I decided to follow him. I was keep a safe distance from me to finally, thank God, the cops arrived and caught him. I don't want any contact to him ever again in my life.
All right, I understand. And we will certainly do our best to keep you safe during the interim of this case as best that the state can do. Let me hear from his attorney first, and then I'll make my ruling. Any cross-examination by either counsel?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you both for getting on Zoom. You can mute yourself. Let me hear from his attorney, and then I'll make my ruling. Okay. Edie Apton.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client is 55 years old. He's originally from Florida, and he's lived in Georgia for the past 45 years, so almost all his life. He has very strong ties to the community. He's a father of 3 children who are over the age of 18, so they're not minors. They don't live in the home with him, but he's very close with them. And he is currently unemployed. He's looking for a new job. It's my understanding he has an interview coming up at the farmer's market. And so the longer he remains in jail, the more likely it is he will miss this job opportunity, Your Honor, and remain out of a job. My client firmly denies these allegations. I understand the allegations are serious and concerning. However, as you've heard, he doesn't have a violent history, Your Honor. He did state that it was a misunderstanding, and these are just allegations at this time. And so considering that his indigency is a concern, Your Honor, I am requesting that you take that into consideration when setting bond today. And so he won't be able to afford the bond amount requested by the state. I believe it was $7,000. I am requesting a signature bond, Your Honor. And he would not object to a no further contact. He doesn't know these people, as you've heard. So I understand their concerns and the court's concerns. However, since he doesn't know them, he does not pose any danger to them. He won't be intimidating them. And he would abide by the no further contact. He has a good address here in Fulton County. He understands his obligation to return to court. I don't remember hearing any failures to appear. I could have missed that, but you know, any case he's had, he has always appeared in court. And also, let's see if I have anything else. No, that is all. And I don't remember if the state requested a stay away, but he would not object to that either. And after speaking with him, Your Honor, I don't think a MHET is necessary at all at this time.
All right. I'm going to order the $7,000 surety bond, which will be $3,000 on each of the simple assaults and $1,000 on the disorderly conduct. So with that $7,000 surety bond, there'd be a stay away from the incident location. There will be no further contact with the victim, Flavio Underwood and Christopher Underwood. There will be no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And I don't know that I've heard enough yet to order the MHET, so I will hold on that for now.
Understood, Judge. Thank you.
Your Honor, can we just
Yes.
clarify what the incident location is? I saw the High Museum, Whole Foods. I don't want him to get in trouble. So I just want to know where he should stay away from.
Are there multiple locations?
I don't believe so. It sounds like the incident happened in one location. It's just the warrant was a little unclear, in my opinion.
And Your Honor, based on the warrant, the defendant was walking along the streets, so he, did come into contact with that whole strip. So we're asking that he stays away from the entire strip. Georgia.
Peachtree Street, give me some blocks of Peachtree Street. Is that what we're saying?
1201 Peachtree Street. So we have that Georgia Tech police detained him. So stay away, of course, from Georgia Tech. And stay away from, I'm sorry, I have one more business address.
Okay.
And that is the One Atlantic Center.
Is the One Atlantic Center the 1201 West Peachtree, or that's something different?
It is. It's the 1201.
Okay, so we want to make sure, Mr. Cole, that you understand that if you make bond, you're to stay away from whole Georgia Tech campus, and that's a very expansive area. But since I don't believe you're a student at Georgia Tech, unless they tell me otherwise, you have no reason to be in the area, the radius of Georgia Tech, which is pretty large. So just don't even go to that area. And to also stay away from that One Atlantic Center, which is at 1201 West Peachtree. So it behooves you to probably not go too close to downtown anywhere in Atlanta while you're on bond, or else you'll be back in the Fulton County Jail. All right. And Mr. Underwood, the two Mr. Underwood, stay in contact with the Solicitor General's office, the victim witness advocate, and they will provide you with any other resources that you need. Okay. All right. Thank you. Take care.
Position 5.
All right. This is 23 CR 006101Y. Jonathan, is it Contreras? Charged at 1 count of battery family violence, pretrial.
Second arrest, resident of New York. Last arrest was in March. Assault 3rd degree out of Queens County, New York. That appears to be open. That's it.
Okay. State.
Yes, Judge. This incident took place at the Sherwin-Williams paint shop located at 3521 Camp Creek Parkway in East Point. Officers responded regarding a dispute in front of the business. When they arrived, they saw the victim, who was bleeding from her nose and her face. Her name is Kayling, that's Kayling, last name Robles. And I do believe I saw her on the Zoom call. A third party actually stated that she saw the defendant kicking the victim in her face while she was laying on the ground. Our office did speak with the victim. She told us that the defendant did not hit her and she doesn't know what the witness is speaking of. However, given a third party's account of actually seeing this act take place and the officers seeing blood come from the victim's nose and face, the state's recommendation is a $5,000 surety bond, no contact with the victim, a stay away from the Sherwin-Williams paint shop, 1-day anger awareness, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons.
All right. And I see the victim, Ms. Williams. Maybe frozen. Kaylin Williams. Do you wish to address the court today?
Yes,
If you do, I have to have your camera on and I'll swear you in first.
I do have it on. Can you see me?
Now I can. Raise your right hand for me. Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth and the penalty of perjury?
Yes,
All right, and put your hand down. Are you in fear of Mr. Contreras?
not at all, Your Honor.
And do you wish to still have contact with him?
Yes,
You all are in a relationship?
Yes.
Okay. You have any children together? Okay. All right. Any cross-examination?
Just one question from the state.
Mm-hmm.
Miss is it Robles?
Robles, yes.
Yes. Were you a victim of the assault out of New York?
No, I was not. I actually was not aware of it.
Okay.
Because he's not a violent person. This is the first time we've ever experienced this. We usually just have verbal arguments and we settle them. We were heavily intoxicated. We were at brunch earlier that day. So I think that's just kind of what made things worse. But we were both slapping each other. I did fall, and from the fall, that's where I got the nosebleed and the cut on my face. But he did not kick me at all in my face.
Okay, so there was a physical altercation.
Yeah, we were both hitting each other.
Nothing further, Judge.
Okay. PD Apton?
Thank you, Your Honor. My client is 34 years old. He is originally from New York. He is now in Georgia doing a Delta flight program. So it's a 6-week training, and he's training to be a flight attendant. He's been here since September 3rd, and the program is supposed to end on October 13th. And Your Honor, it's based on what I've seen on the booking sheet. I believe this might be a Riverside issue. He was booked in on the 8th at 11:51 p.m. And this is the first time he's coming before the court.
Your Honor, I have that he was booked in on October 10th. So yesterday.
I'm looking at his booking sheet, Your Honor. That is what is here. And I've also spoken to him, and he was he told me that he wasn't even able to speak with anyone until today. And he didn't understand the reason for the delay. So I just did want to bring that to the court's attention. That is the information I have.
Pre-trial.
Yes. Yes.
Do you have him being booked in on the 8th or the 11th?
Hold on. What's the
Okay.
booking number? 231.
I'll give it to you.
Yes, 6738.
Yeah.
I booked in yesterday.
Booked in yesterday?
Hold on. So, okay, I get what she's saying. He got booked into our jail yesterday, but he got arrested on the 8th in East Point.
Oh, so he was at the East Point jail on the 8th.
Yeah, he got booked in there 11:51 p.m.
So regardless, he hasn't seen a judge in over 72 hours. So I do believe this might be a Riverside issue.
Okay. All right. I will grant the $5,000 signature bond.
And Judge, I just want to state for the record, he wasn't booked in on this charge on
the 8th?
Yes.
What was he booked in under? I
What
don't
was he
see
booked
any
in
other
on?
charge.
I'm sorry. I'm checking. Sorry.
So
what do you have
on this
pre-trial?
warrant? Is this an East Point warrant?
Yes.
Yeah. So it should be this then. For some reason they sit over there longer than they should. I don't know why. But hold on. Yeah, because he don't have any felony charges. Hold on. His East Point ticket says battery. That's what he here for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just didn't bring him over here in a timely manner, dude.
Okay. All right. Unless you have anything different, Ms. Sorry, I'll have to give him a signature bond.
Judge, I'll defer to the court.
Okay. Thank you.
And Your Honor, do you want me to argue for contact or anything like that? Since we haven't sorted out the condition situation with the Riverside issue.
Well, the victim is here in this case, so that helps me a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm going to order this $5,000 signature bond, and I'm going to order that signature bond through the jail. I'm going to order no further violent contact with the victim. And I will order at least to stay away from the Sherwin-Williams store, since that may be where the incident occurred. I'm going to continue to put those conditions on there until we find out otherwise, because I don't believe it's going to tell me that I can't. And I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
And I'm sorry, just one thing, was that he was booked in at 8 p.m. on the 8th?
No, on the booking sheet, what the information I have is the 8th at 11:51 p.m.
Okay, so it wouldn't have been 72 hours yet.
No, it would have been.
72 hours would be today at 11, but we'll respect the court's ruling.
Oh, you're saying as far as the time?
Yes, Judge.
And I think pretrial did say 10/8 at 11:51 p.m. So it would not be Riverside until the 11:51 p.m.
Today, correct.
Okay. I'll stand by my ruling and hope that Mr. Contreras will comply with the court's orders. There will be no more violence between the two of you. I am concerned that you're here for training with a job, and you've caught this case that does concern me, and you're going to be working with the public. So I hope that you will be able to know these are just allegations, but there seems to be a witness, and it seems to be pretty terrible, representing one of the major companies in our area, that you're here for training. So I think you should be very careful while you're here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes, what was that amount?
5,000.
5,000. And Your Honor, I just do want to add, because he works for Delta, he will be coming back. He does understand his obligation. I did speak with him, and I apologize to the state and the court that I'm bad at math. So that was my mistake.
Right. I will give him an opportunity to see if he can keep this job. But you coming back and forth to Atlanta, you're still under the bond conditions.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Position number 8, Glass.
Richard Glass, 23 CR 006102G. Charged with 1 count of battery family violence. Pre-trial.
9th arrest. Last was 2014. Sale of marijuana. Sale of a Schedule 1 or 2 controlled substance. Use of communication facility in the commission of a felony involving controlled substance. That's out of Douglas County. He's on probation for drug trafficking. And that other charge I just told you about. That's it.
All right, state.
Your Honor, this incident took place at 7250 Campbellton Road in Atlanta. The victim in this case is Nakia McClendon, and she is on the Zoom call, Your Honor. She and the defendant have a child together. While they were discussing issues with their child, the defendant got upset and he punched her in the face. This victim sustained a black eye, a busted lip, and a swollen jaw. Your Honor, the state is concerned with the victim's safety. We are concerned that the defendant will present a risk of intimidating her. So the recommendation is a $3,000 surety bond, no contact with the victim, a stay away, third-party transfer of the child, 1-day anger awareness, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons.
All right. Ms. Nakia McClendon, do you wish to address the court today?
Yes, I do.
Raise your right hand for me. Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
I do.
All right, put your hand down. Are you in fear of Mr. Richard Glass?
No.
All right, do you want to have contact with him?
Yes.
And who lives at the 7250 Campbellton Road?
We were in the car when that happened. So that was the address that I gave them for the apartment complex.
Oh, but neither of you live there.
No.
All right.
We had a heated argument, and so he was driving, he pulled over. And that's when everything transpired.
All right. How old is your child?
She's 22.
22 years old, meaning an adult, or 22 months?
No, she's 22 years.
Oh,
Our
she's an
daughter is an adult. Yes.
Judge, I do see that they have an adult child, so we'll retract the third-party transfer.
I think she would appreciate that.
Yes.
All right. All right. And any cross-examination by either counsel?
Nothing from the state judge.
All right. Go ahead. Thank you, Ms. McClendon. You can mute yourself before I give my ruling.
Okay.
Go ahead, PD Abden.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client is 45 years old. He was born in Atlanta, has lived here his whole life. He has strong ties to the community. I understand that he is on probation right now, Your Honor, but that is a drug charge. It appears that happened in 2014. It's nonviolent. It's also my understanding that my client and the complaining witness have not had any instances of violence prior and after this alleged incident. And my client is gainfully employed, Your Honor. He works at Absolute Pressure Washing. He's a pressure washer. And the incident did take place April 12th of 2022, Your Honor. And so this was a long time ago. And the fact that there's no evidence here to show that there have been any instances of violence since. I am requesting that Your Honor consider no further violent contact and a signature bond for my client.
All right. But when was he booked in? The offense date is April the 12th of last year. And when was he booked in?
I think it had something to do with a traffic stop that he had dealt with, but that's how he ended up here with this warrant. He was unaware of the fact that there was a warrant out for his arrest, but I will check.
I have him booked in at yesterday.
Me too.
Okay. Okay. All right, I'm going to order the $3,000 surety bond. I'm going to order no further violent contact with Nakia McClendon. I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, or weapons or guns while on bond. And that should be it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mhm.
Position 11, Jones.
Okay. This is 23 CR 006114B, Timothy Jones. Charged at 1 count of willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer, 2nd count of criminal trespass, 3rd count possession and use of drug-related objects, pretrial.
22. Last arrest was back in July, trespass. Got an open interference with government property, simple battery against police. Trespass, criminal damage to property. It's 23 SC 188786. On probation for trespass from last year. Got a 2022 terrorist threats. 2022 trespass NOLA. That's it.
Okay.
Yes, Judge. This incident took place at MARTA, located at 2848 Main Street in East Point. This defendant does have an active MARTA suspension as well as a permanent ban. However, he was at the incident location allegedly smoking out of what they described as a crack pipe. When the defendant was approached by MARTA police and asked for his ID, he fled the scene. We did offer pad services in this case, to which the defendant did accept. So the state is recommending a $3,000 SOB through the jail to be released only to pad, a stay away, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons, and ADET. Nothing further.
I'm sorry, excuse me. We actually do need to, I'm sorry, good morning, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Your Honor. We actually need an opportunity to speak with Mr. Jones. When we attempted earlier, we were unable to speak with him.
Oh, has he consented or not?
He has not.
Oh,
Okay,
and I apologize, Your Honor. When I was speaking to him, he accepted. However, can Miss Jackie call the jail to confirm with him? Because
I would need that information, yes.
Sure.
Yeah, and what number should we be calling? I'll have my colleague, Ms. Drew, to give which one of those.
Courtroom 2 number is 2. I'm sorry. Yeah, 22392-612-2392. Go to the phone over there, man.
Okay, Ms. Umberger, if you can give that number a call and speak to Mr. Jones.
Hey, Your Honor.
So Judge, we were.
Sure, I just need that number one more time, please.
404-612-2392.
Okay, I'm calling him right now.
All right, we'll hold for a second and go to another case and we'll come back.
Next is position 13, O'Neill.
Okay. This is 23 CR 006107C, Taekwon O'Neill.
Hi, who am I speaking with?
Miss Umberger. Yeah, okay, good. This is 23 CR 006107C, Taekwon O'Neill, charged with 1 count of battery, family violence, and the 2nd count of simple battery. Pre-trial.
Second arrest. You got an open robbery, 23 CP 215424. Last arrest was 2018, failure to appear.
All right, state.
I was muted. Sorry.
Oh.
This incident arose on September 5th, 2023, where officers was dispatched to the incident location, that location being 600 Martin Street, Southeast Atlanta, Georgia, here in Fulton County, Georgia, in reference to a domestic dispute. The victim, A. O'Neill, advised that the defendant left a bag of shrooms on the living room table, and a curious toddler began to approach said shrooms. The defendant then spanked the minor child, at which point the victim, A. O'Neill, confronted him about the discipline, and the two got into a verbal dispute. The victim, A. O'Neill, attempted to run up the stairs to separate herself and the defendant. However, the defendant followed her up the stairs and struck her in the back with a closed fist. The victim, C. O'Neill, witnessed the defendant striking his mother and confronted the defendant and removed him from the residence. The victim, C. O'Neill, then locked the door and contacted the police. Defendant then kicked the door in, damaging the frame, grabbed a metal bobbing pin, and stabbed the victim, C. O'Neill, in the top of his head, causing a puncture wound. Your Honor, our office was able to get in contact with the victim, A. O'Neill. I believe she may be on the call at this time or after the recommendation, if we could sound for both victims, Cedric O'Neill and April O'Neill. And the recommendation from the state, given the nature of the charges and the open robbery case, Your Honor, is a $3,000 surety bond, $1,500 on each count, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no contact with the victims, a stay away from the incident location, completion of a family violence intervention program, and given the presence of the shrooms, an alcohol and drug evaluation and treatment as necessary. Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
All right. I see two people, is that Mr. O'Neill and Miss O'Neill with iPhone 770912. Hello?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, my phone was on mute.
All right, are you April O'Neill?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that Cedric O'Neill with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, do you all wish to address the court today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hands for me. Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, how old is Cedric O'Neill?
20.
20, okay. All right. And so tell me this, are you both in fear of Mr. Taekwon O'Neill?
No, Your Honor.
And what relation is he to the two of you?
My son.
He my brother.
Okay, son and brother. Okay. How old is he?
18, Your Honor. He just turned 18.
So he graduated from high school?
He's in 12th grade. He a senior. He graduated in May.
All right. And do you all want to have further contact with him?
He could come by anytime he like, Your Honor.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Does he have a job?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, and he lives with you all?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, my duty today is to make sure that the two of you as victims are going to be free of any further incidents and that we won't have any harm to come to either of you if Taekwon comes back home or is allowed to come back home. Does he have somewhere else he could go stay?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so this happened on September the 5th,
Yes, Your Honor.
but he wasn't arrested until yesterday.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I don't have any other questions. Anything else from either counsel?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Okay, PD Kim?
Yes,
You
Your
can mute yourself, Miss O'Neill, and let me hear from his attorney before I give my ruling.
Okay, Your Honor. I just want to let you know he didn't hit me, though.
Okay. All right, hold on 1 second for 1 second.
Excuse me. Excuse.
All right, I'm sorry about that. Go ahead, PD Kim.
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 18 years old, senior at high school. He's a great basketball player. Your Honor, he has been going through a very, very challenging time. He just lost his sister and there was a huge drama. Your Honor, we would like to request for signature on bond. His mother is willing to co-sign and she does not have a utility bill, so that has to be waived. And yet she is willing to come and make sure that he comes to the court. That's it, Your Honor. No further violent contact as well.
Okay. I think I already asked Mom this and she said that there was nowhere else that he could go stay in the meantime.
Correct.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
And I know this happened a month or so ago, but I am concerned that it has cooled down, that there won't be any more incidences and that the police won't be called and nobody will be in jail again. That is my biggest concern. I do know with him being 18 and still in high school, he's obviously not self-sufficient. Pre-trial.
Yes.
He's still in high school?
She said he's a senior in high school. So I know he'll need a cosigner. Can the mom cosign?
I mean, usually the victim not supposed to. I mean, it's
I
okay.
know.
It's okay.
Well, that was why I sent that to you. Generally, we don't have the victim cosign for the defendant. Was there another family member relative that can cosign for him, Miss O'Neill?
His sister can, she 22.
The cosign gotta be 25.
Well, his daddy right here, he could co-sign for him.
Oh, okay. His dad is there. What's his name?
Cedric Reeves.
Cedric.
Cedric Reeves, Reeves.
Okay, and how old is he?
He 51. 52. I'm sorry.
All right, 52, and he's willing to co-sign?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Reeves?
Yes.
I'ma put the address in the chat where they have to co-sign it. He gotta bring valid ID.
All right, he has valid ID. Does he have a utility bill at all?
Oh, Judge, you ain't check your email. We're not doing utility bills anymore.
You're not? Oh,
No.
I didn't see the email. Okay.
I sent it to you and other judges. I also sent it to Derek, but he hadn't told Kim them yet.
Oh, okay. Looks like none of us have gotten that message. You did that today?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we don't need that. Long as dad has a valid ID, valid picture ID, is that pre-trial?
Government ID, yes.
Government ID? All right. All right, well, we'll have to get, and we'll put that on there, Cedric Reeves, and PD Kim can tell you where to come. Let me give my ruling then. I will order the $3,000 signature bond. And with that signature bond, I will order that through the jail.
It's jail or pretrial?
I'm sorry, pretrial. I apologize,
And this
pretrial,
is per judge.
per judge. I want him to be monitored. Mr. Taekwon O'Neill, I'm going to give you a curfew. And that curfew is going to be from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Thank you.
Be in the house. All right. Doing your homework, making sure you're going to graduate. You're obviously on track to graduate. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. I want you to graduate. I used to say graduate, finish school, or get a GED, but I'm going to say that because you're doing so well, you're going to graduate and get that high school diploma. It's very important. I want you to have no further violent contact with any of your family members, your mom, your siblings, your dad, no one. So we don't want to see you back down here again. Also, I'm going to order that you take the 1-day anger awareness course through pretrial. It is free, but I need you to take that course. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, or no guns while you're on bond. And I think that is it. Anything else that I leave out?
Is that CEDRIC?
Yes, CDRIC.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I want to say thank you for giving me a chance.
All right.
That's all I
Usually people, when you say to people, I don't want to ever see you again, that's a bad thing, but it's a good thing for me. I don't want to ever see you again, okay? Except for on TV or somewhere, all right?
I'm not being rude, but I don't ever want to see you again. Just not like this.
I understand. All right, take care.
Your Honor, is that 1,500 per charge?
It is.
Thank you.
All right. All right, you all take care.
You too.
All right.
Position number 14.
Okay. This is 23 CR 006108B, Dwayne Person, charged at 1 count of driving while license suspended or revoked. Pretrial?
17 total. Last arrest was in August. Suspended license out of Villa Rica. That's open. On probation for a suspended license out of Villa Rica from July. And he got 2012 possession of cocaine with intent conviction, 09 probation. That's it.
Okay. State?
Your Honor, the only thing the state has to add is that when he was stopped, he admitted to knowing that his license was was suspended. However, the state's recommendation is a signature bond through the jail, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and no driving until his privileges have been restored.
All right, PD Kim.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Is Mr. Person, please stop driving. I'm just going to say that first. You don't need to be in the Fulton County Jail for this. Okay. You've had more than enough warnings. There's so many opportunities to get on a bus, get a bicycle, or Uber, Lyft, cabs. So you're going to have to do it. It may cost you to be little inconvenience, but I'm going to give you a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. And you are not to drive until you have a valid driver's license, however long that may take. And no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And I hope that someday you will get your driver's license and get back on track, okay? All right.
Position 15, Mr. Powell, and I would like to make an announcement before we go to him. Position 17, 18, and 19 cases are being waived.
Okay. Waivers, okay. All right. And this is 15?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 23 CR 006112A. Mr. Powell, you're charged with 1 count of simple battery family violence, pretrial.
14 total. Last arrest was last month. Theft by taking. Got an open obstruction as well. And possession of marijuana. Theft by taking. 2021 battery DV conviction. 2019 trespass. Probation. 2019 burglary. 2016 burglary. Probation violation. That's it.
All right, state.
Your Honor, very brief facts is that on September 26, 2023, the officer reviewed cameras that showed that the defendant grabbed the victim by the neck and forcefully threw her to the ground, striking her with a closed fist and kicking her. Your Honor, the incident location for that was actually 141 Pryor Street, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia, here in Fulton County, Georgia. The victim's name is Brittany Stansberry. Traditional spelling. Our office has had an opportunity to speak with the victim. I believe she is on the call today. And so the recommendation and after hearing her, the recommendation from the state is a $3,000 surety bond, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no contact with the victim in a family violence intervention program. And the indicia or the rationale behind that request is essentially that he is a convicted felon, a several-time convicted felon, a 2014 burglary, 2015 entering auto and criminal damage to property, and the felony aspect, 2017 burglary, 2019 criminal trespass, and as recent as 2021, a battery family violence out of Clayton.
Now,
Nothing
let me
further
ask
to
you
say.
this on the facts. You said there was a camera showing him doing what at 141 Pryor Street?
He had grabbed the victim by the neck. There were several cameras, by the way, but he had grabbed the victim by the neck and forcefully threw her to the ground, struck her, and with a closed fist, struck her with a closed fist and with his foot.
Okay, thank you. PD Kim?
Yes,
I'm
Your Honor.
sorry. Let me see if the victim wants to go first or make
Sure.
any statement. Ms. Stansberry,
Yes, ma'am.
would you like to address the court today?
Yes.
Put on your camera for me.
I'm sorry, my
Right.
hair.
Raise your right hand for me. Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, put your hand down for me. Are you in fear of Mr. Powell?
No, ma'am.
All right, do you want to have contact with Mr. Powell?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you all have any children together?
Yes, ma'am.
How many?
One.
Okay, how old?
He finna turn one, like in probably 2 weeks on the 25th.
Okay, small child.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And do you all reside together?
No, but he be coming up to my house like every other weekend when he went on the weekends, cause my daughter got school. So when the weekend comes, he could come over and we'll take my kids to the park or whatever. So on the weekend he'll come.
Okay. Any cross-examination from either counsel?
I have two questions, Your Honor.
Okay.
The first question is, has there been any other incidents of violence with the defendant, Ms. Stansberry?
No, only the one you had sent in Clayco, but that was like far back, and we moved from out there because we was in the hotel. Actually, we were staying in the hotel, and we couldn't stay in my home because we were at the time I was with my auntie, and he was with his mom, and we couldn't stay nowhere near each, like right there. So we decided to try to get our own spot, which is the hotel, and that's when he got down there and got locked up. Whatever.
Okay, so sorry to cut you off, but you are the victim on that 2021 battery family violence conviction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nothing further from the state.
All right, PD Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 26 years old and he wants to celebrate his son's birthday party on October 25, 2023. That will be his first birthday. However, even though he strongly prefers to have a no for the violent contact, if the court insists, he does not have objection to no for the contact and stay away, since they do not live together, as long as third-party transfer is allowed for his child. Your Honor, my client is right now unemployed, so he's qualified for public defender services and his indigency and his financial hardships, he has no way to pay for any kind of bonds at this point. He completed up to 11th grade and he's trying to get his GED as of now. And Your Honor, we would like to request for signature on bond. And yet, if Your Honor is not inclined to give him a signature on bond because of histories, we would like to request for a $1,000 maximum bond, and also no further contact is okay with my client. Thanks.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I do have a statement about the when we were walking like towards his PO, he had probation appointment that day, and we were playing. The little sheriff officer, he was on the motorcycle. He yelled at Javari saying, let her go, or whatever. And I said, I was telling him I'm okay. I ain't need no help. Now I see if I would have said, oh, I was across the street and said, oh yeah, I need help or anything. I ain't say that. He started yelling at him, telling him, oh, you need to let her go and let her go. So when we were walking down again, like going towards the probation thing, it was two more officers. The officer like, yeah, I know that y'all were horse playing or whatever. Everybody gave us call and something y'all were fighting and all of that. And he would talk to us and everything. He was like, just don't be horse playing out here in front of the building, because everybody gonna think that y'all fight or whatever. And we were like, okay. He ain't give us no papers, like no ticket or said that he did this or that. He jumped on. He was like, y'all freely go, y'all good to go or whatever. And he was like, he asked was I in danger. I said, no, we playing. And so when he did that, that's when he let us go. And we went right back to 5 Points and we left. And then once I went home, that's when he called me and saying he was like incarcerated or whatever.
Okay. Well, based on his history, and he already has the conviction, I'm going to have to do the surety bond. And that's going to be a $3,000 surety bond. It's going to be a stay away from your address, Ms. Stansberry. We'll have to get that from you in the chat. Do you know how to work the chat feature?
Yes, I do.
Okay, can you send that? Do you see a person in the chat by the name of Miss Bridgewater?
Bridgewater. Give it a second.
It says Holly right now, Your Honor.
Oh, I think it just says Holly.
It say Holly?
Yes, Holly State Court. Can you send your address to there?
I
Type
see.
in your address.
So that means he won't be able to see my son or something like that?
Now I'm going to order that if he does get visitation with your son, that you do it by a third party, some other person, a friend, a relative. You can't do the exchange with him because you would violate the bond. That will get him arrested. So do you have a friend, cousin, sister, brother?
Don't nobody talk to her. It just be me and him, my baby. Don't nobody hang with us. That's what I'm saying. Don't nobody hang with us.
Well, I need to make sure that we don't see him down here again. And I'm very concerned about the allegations, and I'm very concerned about the 2021 case and his other history. It's very, very concerning to me. And I want to make sure that you and your girl, your child will be safe.
Yes, Your Honor, he helped me with my son. That's why I need him out, because with my son, I don't have help with my baby. He is the one who helped me with my son. If I need Pampers, I can't get it unless he helped me.
I understand. I understand, but I want to make sure there's going to be no more cases, no more violence.
Yes, you talk to me, Brittany. I know you meet me. I don't lie to no judge, no state. I keep him out of trouble. I keep him out of trouble.
Well, right now, he's got a 2021
Yes,
battery
I know.
conviction against you and
Yes.
2023. That's just 2 years apart. And he's got some other charges as well. I just need to make sure that Mr. Powell understands we're serious and this has got to stop. I want to make sure he understands that. I just could not, even based on your testimony, give him a signature bond. Wouldn't be fair to other defendants to do that. And they have this all on video, and if it was horseplay, it doesn't probably look.
That's the point. They say they got on video. If they had on video, y'all would see bruises on my face and like on my neck. I don't got none of that. At this point, it seems like they don't. In my opinion, it seems like they don't want my baby dad to be a part of my son's life because this is his first child. This his first child.
This is not his first time. This is not his first time.
No. I didn't say his first time. I said his first child. His kid.
I understand. Well, but he's got to respect the mother of his child. And I want to make sure that he respects you and knows that he cannot horseplay with you in that manner so that it's not misconstrued by others, nor can he do anything damaging or hurting to you, because that's a reflection on his son. So right now, if he's going to see his son, you got to find somebody to do it. If not, he won't see him either. So if you cannot find a third person to do that exchange for you, then he'll just have to not see him and miss his first birthday. So you're going to have to find some other person to help you with that. Because I'm ordering that he have no further contact with you and with your son, that he must go through a third person in order to see him. If not, then he's going to not have to see him. I'm going to order no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no guns while on bond. And that's all I'm going to order for now. All right. Okay. All right. Good luck to you.
Well, I got a headache.
Okay, you can sign off.
Thank you.
Thank you. Did you get that, Miss Holly?
I have it.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sorry, and this is stay away from
141 prior.
Yes, as well as Miss Stansbury. The problem is at 141 prior, unless he has
conducting official business.
Correct. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Got it.
How much was that?
3,000 surety.
What was the contact?
No further.
Thank
you. Ms. Kim, I'll get ready to call your phone for Mr. Jones. I'll speak to you.
Everybody else waited, right?
I believe. But who's on the phone or what were they doing?
This is Mr. Jones' position, number 11.
Say that again, Deputy. I'm sorry.
Position 11, Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, that we were holding on from Pat. I'm sorry. I forgot about that one. So we're back to Timothy Bernard Jones.
Your Honor, I do believe he wanted an opportunity to speak back with Ms. Kim.
And
okay.
Your Honor, that is what I was actually doing it. I was talking to him and he says that he actually wants to participate PAD. I guess there was, he does not want to talk to me. So would you please
talk back to Pat? Is he accepting or not?
That's already saying to me.
He's already spoken with Ms. Umberger. We do believe that Mr. Jones may be better suited for misdemeanor mental health court.
Okay.
Okay.
So what can we do with that?
So
Counsel?
if Solicitor Salary is okay with it, we can absolutely refer him to MMHEC, I guess.
There's no objection from the state.
Okay. We will
All
do that.
right, so I'm going to change that. I was gonna give him a signature bond to be released to pad, but I will not do that. I will turn that into a surety bond, a $3,000 surety bond. And then Ms. Holly transfer him over to the MH court. So it'll be a $3,000 surety bond. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And that's 1,000 per charge.
Yes.
And a stay away, Judge.
Oh, that's right. He's already banned, permanently banned from MARTA, it sounds like. So stay away from MARTA, else you'll be back here.
Mm-hmm.
So are we transferring him to mental health court as opposed to resetting it to SAP?
Yes. That's my understanding. Can
They
we do that?
accepted him
Ms.
into,
Carter?
I'm sorry, Miss Judge Missy. They accepted him into the mental health court.
We will be
I
referred.
don't think we've talked to anybody.
So he needs to be reset to SAP first and then run that through Judge Kirk and the misdemeanor mental health court. And then if he's accepted, we'll place him on the calendar, but we can't place him on the calendar without knowing anything. On
Correct.
top. So
I
Ms.
think
Holly,
they
I'm
have to
sorry, can you
send
place him on
a,
the SAP calendar? And if we need to replace him, we will.
Don't they have to send an
Thank
email
you.
to Miss Carly, Georgie? Send an email to her?
Yes.
Okay. Corley, I believe is her last name.
Yes.
We're abiding by all MARTA suspensions, right?
Yes. I'm gonna have to tell him like the other person, get a bicycle or use Uber, Lyft and everything else, because he's got a permanent ban from MARTA, it sounds like.
Did you do an amount?
3,000.
Oh, yeah, I got that.
Mhm. All right. That should be it for Mr. Jones.
Thank you.
Thank you all from Pat. Appreciate the good work you all do there.
You're welcome. Thank you.
No, that's okay.
Can you
Thank
repeat the
you.
phone now? Because I couldn't hear anything because of him.
Okay, yes, it's 3,000 surety bond. Stay away from all MARTA. $1,000 on each.
Are all the others waivers?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Who we starting with?
yeah.
Number 17, number 17.
Yeah, let me double check. Yep, that's all we have left. And these are all Ms. Kim's waivers?
Yes, Your Honor. I will be sending out one more a little bit later.
Okay. All right, 23 CR 006113E, Sherrod Thomas, charge of 1 count of criminal trespass, 10-10-23, pretrial.
44 total. Last arrest was in January for trespass. That's open. 23 CR 005896E. On probation for ag assault. What else? 2023 probation, 2022 probation, failure to appear. 2021 probation, 2020 simple assault, reckless conduct. 2018 probation, and 2018 possession of cocaine conviction. State.
Your Honor, the recommendation for the last 3 defendants essentially read the same, but I'll go ahead and read it. Your Honor, the recommendation is a signature bond through the pretrial services, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no contact. In this particular case, that would be with the security officer. The incident location is Underground, Atlanta. The security officer's name is Octavius Davis. and a stay away from that incident location, which is underground Atlanta at 50 Alabama Street, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, all three were together.
No. They're
Oh,
all
no.
separate.
Okay, I thought you were
They're,
saying
they're all criminal trespasses.
okay, but I got you. So the first one, is it 80 Alabama?
It's 50.
Oh,
And
50.
I was saying I will not be giving a exhaustive recitation of the facts.
Thank you, because pretrial will not be happy with you. Okay. Let's see. All right. So Mr. Thomas, you have anything you want to add, PD Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Officer Davis is officer, so I was wondering if we can change that to no for the violent contact, just in case officer has to contact my client for his job, even though he will
He has
not,
to contact him for his job, meaning what now?
I mean, no for the violent contact instead of no for the contact, even though my client will never ever go back to underground, just in case it happens. Officer Davis may have to contact him.
So this is unique. It's not an officer per se, it's a security officer. And so I took that as like an employee of underground. You know what I mean? And so if he's not at underground, you know.
But does Mr. Thomas work in the underground?
No, Your Honor, he does not.
So I don't see why Officer Davis is going to be calling him unless I'm missing something.
Okay, no problem.
I don't know. You tell me. I don't understand. I thought you were going to say maybe he worked there too, or they
No,
were friends or something.
no, they're not.
No. Yeah, I don't want him to have any contact with him because he might he might do something to him. I'm trying not to be funny, PD Kim. Look, after we've gone through this many cases, by the time we get down to the end, we're delirious. But unless you tell me there's some reason that I'm missing, I'm going to order no further contact with the security officer. And he's got to stay away from the whole underground Atlanta. So the whole area of 50 Alabama Street and all stores and locales connected with the underground Atlanta. While he's on bond. You didn't give me an amount, did you, ASG Pierre Thomas?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, $600. So I was wondering if we can do $600 signature on bond through pretrial. He is very indigent. He does not have any funds, Your Honor.
How
It's
old
a
is he?
signature bond.
$39, 39 years.
$39 old. I got you. 39 years old.
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge, I prefer jail for all three.
I was getting ready to say, I was just waiting to see what you were going to say, to tell me that, I mean, he's got 44.
I mean, one dude got so many trespasses. Does he even have an address?
He actually is residentially challenged. I really was hoping that he would accept to go to PAD, and yet he declined.
Oh. Okay, well, if I give it through the jail, we probably won't see him again, but we'll try.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So that'll be let's make it $2,000 SOB jail and a stay away from all underground properties and no further contact with the security officer, Mr. Davis. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And hopefully you all can help him find somewhere to live.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you.
And what you got next, Mr. Pierre St. Thomas? Was it Quatwan Webb, 23 CR 00611 criminal trespass? And I think you said how many pretrial?
38. I don't think he got Saint in front of Thomas now.
You don't think he what?
Had Saint in front of Thomas. Is this Pierre Thomas, not Saint Thomas?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm from New Orleans, so I took it as a deep compliment.
I just
being
said
from New
I was
Orleans.
delirious because it's been a long day. I'm sorry.
We needed that. We needed that.
I'm so sorry, Pierre Thomas. I was thinking about going to St. Thomas on vacation. Okay. All right. I told you pre-trial will keep us in order if no one else will. Thank you for that, Mr. Howard. Salt.
I am not aware of what the status of the pad recommendation was on Mr. Webb.
Okay.
But we did consent to that if that is an option.
Okay. Any
We-
updates, Sunberger or
Well,
Ms.
I'm
Patterson?
sorry. We did attempt to speak with Mr. Webb and he declined.
Okay, he declined. Gotcha.
I don't know if pretrial has to go, but I can give the recommendation.
Go ahead.
The recommendation from the state is a signature bond. I have to say through the pretrial services, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. In this particular case, no contact with employees of the Shell gas station located at 556 Northside Drive, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia, and a stay away from that incident location as well.
Okay. How old is Mr. Webb, PD Kim?
Same age, 39 years old, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. 39, unemployed,
Unemployed.
residentially challenged.
Yes, Your Honor.
So they all kind of came in together, 3 of them.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I will give him the same $2,000 signature bond through the jail. No further contact with employees of the Shell on North Side. Tell them, please don't go back there. And don't bother those employees or customers for that matter. And maybe you all can find some housing for him. All right, that's 2,000 SOB jail for Mr. Webb. And the last one is LaCory Williams, 23 CR 0061116A.
32 total. Last arrest was in February out of Carrollton. Probation.
Okay.
2021 disorderly conduct conviction. 2020 terroristic threats, felony obstruction. 2019 battery, PTI. 2018 public intoxication, criminal trespass. 2018 public drunk. 2018 felony battery. 2018 trespass conviction. 2016 stalking conviction. 2016 harassment and aggravated assault conviction. And a 2011 battery on law enforcement conviction. He a multi-state offender.
I get that.
That's it.
All righty.
Same recommendation, Your Honor. Signature bond through the pretrial services, no alcohol. I'm sorry. Yeah, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. We don't have to do the no contact since the employee base is so vast in this situation, as the location is the Georgia World Congress Center located at 285 Andrew Young International Boulevard in Fulton County, Georgia, and a stay away from that incident location.
Okay. All right, PD Kim.
Yes,
Is
Your
he
Honor.
30? Is he 39?
No, 40 years old, Your Honor.
How old?
Just became 40 years old.
I
Oh, 40,
just didn't
okay.
miss it.
He just missed it. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, 40.
And he has another county, Boring County warrant. So I guess he has to be released to Carroll County, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. All right, so that's a $2,000 signature bond through the jail to be released to Carroll County.
Yes.
Stay away from the Georgia World Congress Center. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond.
How much is that bond, Judge?
2,000 SOB jail.
Thank you, Judge.
Uh-huh. Is that our last one?
I believe it is.
We didn't do too bad today, did we, pre-trial?
No.
Nice meeting you, Miss Patterson. I don't think I've met you before, have I?
No, ma'am, you have not. Nice meeting you as well, Your Honor.
Pre-trial. She has an interesting name, doesn't she?
I'm the
Yeah,
real.
I thought that was the attorney at first.
I did too. There's an attorney. Do you often get that?
Absolutely.
Oh,
I
wow.
seen him at the courthouse several times, and we're Facebook friends, follow each other on Instagram, but he's aware that I'm the real Jackie Patterson.
Ah, I
Okay,
love it.
okay.
I love
Yes.
it. Yeah. Because I looked and I thought, well, maybe is that his new assistant or associate or paralegal? But then I saw the initials LMSW and Pat. I said, oh, wait a minute. And I said, but she has a very coincidental name there. But anyway, it's good meeting you.
Yes,
And thank
ma'am.
you all for the work that you all do.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Well, is it that time?
It is for you, Miss Holly.
Okay, let's go. Once
Okay.
again, the reset date for the SAP calendar is October the 24th. Position number 1 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $5,000 good bond. Position 2 is reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through the jail. Position 3, SAP calendar with a total $4,000 good bond. 4, SAP calendar with a total $7,000 good bond. 5 is reset further notice with the $5,000 SOB through the jail. 6, reset further notice with a total $5,000 SOB through the jail. 7, reset further notice with a total $4,000 SOB through the jail. 8 is going to the SAP calendar with a $3,000 good bond. 9, reset further notice with a total $6,000 SOB through the jail. 10, reset further notice with a $5,000 SOB through the jail. 11 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $3,000 good bond. 12, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through the jail. 13 is reset further notice with a total $3,000 SOB through pretrial per judge with a co-signer of Cedric Reeves. 14 is reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through the jail. 15 is going to the SAP calendar with a $3,000 good bond. 16, reset further notice with a $4,000 SOB through the jail. 17, reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through the jail. 18, reset further notice, $2,000 SOB through the jail. And position number 19, reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through the jail. Are there any questions, comments, or otherwise?
Nope, think you got it.
Okay, we good? We
All
good?
right. Yes, everybody. Have a good one.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank
Judge
you.
is on his way to you.
All right. Thank you. All
You're
right.
welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.